Hello, everybody, and welcome to Stone and Void. I'm your host, Jay Phillips, joined as always with Patrick Collins, Don Bowie.
Hey.
Sorry.
rolling. I keep rolling.
Oh, it's so hard. So, this week we have just about nothing to talk about, unfortunately. Not too much has really happened in Force Will in the past 2 weeks or so.
Yeah,
no big tournaments, no nothing.
Art.
Yeah.
Art, yeah.
Art.
The giant alligator art and the new fairy art is about the only thing that we really have going for us this week.
Yeah, the fairy looks like it could be a resonator, could be a J roller. No, it can't be a J roller. It's definitely a resonator.
Yeah. Well, you meant like possible field.
Maybe it's a new. Maybe it's not even fairy. Maybe it's a new. Maybe it's a new subtype.
It has
Butterfly
like fairy
person.
wings.
I'm pretty sure that
Butterfly. Flyman.
Where butterfly?
Werefly.
Werefly. Got it.
So yeah, it definitely looks like fairies will be supported in the next set with Black Fairy, obviously, is what.
And
this one's
alligators
going
will
to be.
get supported again too.
Well, I'm guessing that's going to be beasts.
Oh.
I mean, that makes sense, right? So, I'm pretty sure we've basically confirmed at this point that next set's going to have werewolves, beasts, and fairies. Just off the bat of what things we've seen
And
from the
giant
Archman squad.
freaking machines.
And giant bunnies.
Yeah, didn't
So
you
we've
say...
seen the machine art. Mm-hmm. So we have seen a lot of really cool artwork, which is really awesome. But outside of that, waiting around for the next set, there hasn't really been anything else. Except for the really awesome April Fool's card that I'm really surprised. I have met a few people that didn't know that was an April Fool's joke.
Really?
Yes.
You should name him on.
I am not going to name himself. You guys will know exactly who it is as soon as we're done with this. But yeah, for some reason it's a chance
standby.
It is 8 generic and 2 water, and it has the ability of. You want to read that one off for me? It's
you pay one colorless less to play this card. For each turn you took this game, including the current one. Okay. So you cannot play this from a chance standby area, even if it's a chance standby card. And the trigger is, at the beginning of your end phase, rewind the game to the beginning of the turn, draw phase, then draw 2 cards. To rewind the game, unmake any single action in reverse order, so to restore the game state as it was at the beginning of this turn draw phase.
It's mind breaking.
So you have to.
It's really just a spell chant. It's just a spell chant instant, though. It's not a spell. You can't flip it from the.
It's a spell chant instant, and it legitimately says, "Please redo your last turn."
And draw an extra
without
card.
any bonus.
You draw an extra card.
So draw a card.
Yeah, it's basically draw a card with like.
So replace this card in your hand with a new card.
So it's the exact same as the green mana one, but that untaps your stones. So
I mean, I think it would give you an idea of what your opponent does.
I see.
Oh, that's kind of an interesting idea. Except for they could just be like no blocks because you're gonna. Well, then you wouldn't play the card.
Yeah,
I guess that's true.
It's so weird. Like it's just a redo with an extra draw, and then.
I could see that actually being useful.
But it's
because
so
there's
hard
times
to
when you just you want to swing all out just to see if you'd win the match, and turns out you didn't. So you're just like, well, redo so I have blocks so I don't die next turn.
That sounds like it could be useful if it was an actual card. It's just pulling that card off and like redoing everything, and it's so stupid.
I think your opponent would understand exactly what you're about to do if you'd get up, take a photo of the play state, and be like, don't pay attention to that, and like go forward. No, that's pretty good. I would love to see a whole set of like joke cards for this coming out.
Like unhinged.
Yeah, kind of like the Magic Unhinged thing, because this kind of lends itself to a more ridiculous like.
That'd be fun. That'd be quirky. Like a Vingolf set that's just unhinged. Just make like joke decks.
Just as long as it's a bunch of people pointing at mountains and those mountains exploding.
That's when
there's people marching in mass too. That's pretty great also.
Yeah, we can make like our own set with like just people from the company and just cool weird stuff that they do. Like it would be fun, like those the VP cards and the CEO cards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty interesting cards to be played too.
Yeah.
Turned all those into actual ruler cards. I have not actually read those promotional things that they've done for new rulers.
They're pretty straightforward. Like they actually do real things. I think the main guy who made Force of Will, his is kind of ridiculous because
He's like
he can
5
win the game.
I don't think so.
He can win the game by
Really?
paying all the mana and like all 5 colors and like
That
some
sounds
colorless.
like
He
a
has to
fun
pay like
deck.
8 mana to like win the game though.
So he's a door to nothingness
Yes.
on a ruler.
On a ruler, yeah.
Okay.
I
on
would
a
play
J
that
ruler.
ruler. I would so play that.
People don't know what doors to nothingness is. It's a magic card. 5
Forces you to
mana,
lose
colorless.
the game.
Yeah, and then it sits on the field. The next turn you pay an additional 5 color, all different colors, and then you
2
win.
of each color.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2 of
it's
each.
10 mana.
It says 10, and then you just win, which is ridiculous but fun.
Yeah.
That would be really funny though to have some sort of effect like that in the game.
I don't think it's like meta or competitive.
No, that's why it'd be great though, just for the
Yeah, I guess it would just be like a
filthy
stupid rare
casuals.
to open.
No.
A
yeah.
lot of people would love to make jank decks out of that card. Though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they should have like a little section, like its own little set for these weird cards that aren't really meta, and just keep the meta inside the new boxes. And that would be
Man, yeah, it's weird to think that the set has only been out for a couple of weeks, and I already really badly want the new set because it's just like
So
100,
bored.
105 cards is just not enough. Well, I mean, I don't really want to play Tree.
Yeah,
Too much.
it didn't shake up the meta enough.
No.
yeah. I mean,
So many people thought that the meta was going to get shaken up, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Except, I guess
Prissia?
Prissia made a big splash, but that's about
Yeah,
it.
Prissy's the best card in the set. Tree is funny and somehow wins games sometimes. And R&R is still the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
R&R
some sliced
Alice's
bread.
World, still the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, there is some interesting decks I've seen out there. I've been playing a really fun Alexandra deck. But yeah, we just haven't seen anything like groundbreaking or different that really popped out.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see Apollo get broken.
Yeah.
Like, Apollo's a really good card. J rulers are definitely game winning.
I mean, I really liked playing Apollo with my Ables the other day. It was fun, like sacking 2 of my dudes and then only paying 2 white and then 2 Apollos and then board wiping. I don't know, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but what turn is that? Is that turn 4? Turn 4 board wipe?
Well, it could be as early as
Turn
turn
3?
3.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's really
It's
good.
not bad.
That's
To
what
board
the game
wipe.
needs to, like, make a really neat control deck. But, I mean, at the same time, that's somehow it doesn't really fit a control deck. It's weird.
I mean, there are board wipes, like Endless Night, just to kill all the 2 drops or lower.
But then
that-
your opponent just rebuilds the board.
Yeah, but it kills, like, Alice's World. But it
Yeah.
doesn't hit Adam Brawley, which I think we need just a board wipe that hits Adam Brawley and Gwyber, possibly.
I would love in this game to see a 5 mana destroy all the things. Destroy all the resonators. Card printed.
You think 5 mana is fair?
5 mana is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely fair. Just pop all resonators. It would give a different type of deck a huge opportunity. Persia would still be brokenly good.
Persia?
Because, yeah.
'Cause she dies, then you-
dies
Oh,
and
yeah.
deals 500 damage. So, I mean, it still doesn't stop the super aggressive decks necessarily, but it does give an option to actually make a control style deck like you would see in Magic the Gathering, which I know a lot of people have moved to this from other games and they don't care about Magic or whatever. But that's the type of deck that I like playing, is that just like board wipe this, put out my big fatty and try to kill you off with that.
The thing is, would that board wipe hit J rulers?
Yeah, so that's a huge problem as to why control almost will never really work in this game, is rulers supersedes all of that. They can always flip their ruler and just smack you. That's the...
It's the one thing you can't kill, and it's
Yeah.
hard. Maybe like a damage dealing board wipe?
Yeah. Some deal 13 100 to
I
everything
mean,
on
like
board.
the new Red Ruler's ability?
Yeah, the red ruler's ability, but that's not fast enough to really do anything with necessarily.
I think like an X and 2 red, where the X would be times 200 damage.
Ooh,
That
that
would
would be
be-
really fun.
That would be a nice, and it hits J rulers and resonators. That would be like a fair-ish.
Making red even better?
Red or some other color. Like, I don't know.
Well, then we could put it in black and do -X.
Black, yeah, that
Yeah.
could work. I mean,
I mean, white does have a direct damage stuff in it, so you could do it in
Like
white.
tapped stuff.
Yeah, it's very small stuff, but
I
yeah.
mean, the new Awaken card deals 600 damage. That weird, like,
The
I don't know.
bunny?
Yeah,
It
some of the
does
bunnies.
it to tap stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and also they had the chance standby that the Justice God Sword chance standby that deals
It
500
does
damage.
damage, but it's like if it's
Conditional,
attacking or
attacking or
defending
blocking.
or something.
Which even a conditional thing like that would be a lot of fun.
So a chance standby board wipe.
Yes. Let's just cast it for 2 mana. I'm down.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's
That sounds fun. Other than that, there's not been much on Force of Will. The manga came out
Yeah,
yesterday.
tell us about the manga.
It's so weird. It's so cheesy. Like, so
Sound happy about it.
my quick question before he goes on about this. Does Alexander have a video up for it yet?
I don't think so.
Okay,
it is.
concede with your spoilers.
okay. So if you guys haven't read it,
Spoilers warnings.
basically it's just Dark Alice coming up and just showing how she takes all of the 7 kings and turns them into dark resonators.
How did she do that?
So she just like rises up and Alice is there, regular Alice, and then Dark Alice comes and Alice is like, "Who are you?" And then Dark Alice is like, "I'm Dark Alice," and then she starts killing everybody. She
How
like
did this? How
she
did
summons
kill her?
spikes out of their
We
shadows.
really need cards for this. Alexander makes it look so much better
Oh
when
yeah,
he
we
does
need to play
cards.
with cards.
Yeah, Dark Alice just like stands there and like their shadows start having spikes come out of them and like trapping them and like killing them. And Lancelot and Gawain like run away with Alice.
Lancelot and Gawain were there.
Yeah,
I don't remember. Oh,
yeah.
That's
Lancelot-
right. The manga is different from the story slightly.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, so Lancelot is following Melgus and Gawain is following Faria.
Okay.
So they just run away
I want
with
to say
Alice.
I think Alice gets away in a different way though. I think the sacred beasts save
Well,
her in Prissy or something like that.
yeah.
Well, I thought Alice like falls into the lake and gets
Yeah,
raised
she gets
by the-
blown up and like flies away somewhere.
Yeah.
But the manga is different. Go
The
ahead.
manga is different. So Melgus and Faria end up giving Excalibur and Levitane to Alice. So she actually has Levitane too.
Cool.
So she's
So just
double
make her mad.
sworded.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, is there gonna be a card with like Alice using Levitane?
No.
I really want that.
A red, white Alice.
A red white Alice. Something cool. Like
It's not gonna happen.
Oh,
The
then
manga has been different in the past already to the actual story. So they're just whoever's doing this is just kind of doing their own thing. Like
Yeah.
as you said, oh, this would be cool. But
Yeah,
you know,
I
it's
mean-
just,
I just want to
kinda.
reprint a Levitane because that's a great card.
well, I mean, you mean they would do something different? Like it'd cost mana probably.
Yeah, it would cost like 3 or something.
It's
maybe do
probably
something
like
cool.
sack 3 resonators, get 2 red
1,000.
mana. Like
That would be playable.
it'd be
I think.
doable.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
But so little Schrodinger comes up with the shadow thing and just eats people. He like ate Faria, and then at the end it just shows Dark Faria all badass.
Does like its mouth like expand or how
yeah,
does it
it's like it grows super huge. Like
Schrodinger,
the
like
size
her,
of
the
this
whole
room.
body or just its like
It's
face?
his
Just the
whole
face would be
body
sweet.
becomes the mouth, basically.
Okay.
His
Is
body's
it like
like,
just a
eh.
ball or is it a giant cat head or
It's just like a giant cat head.
Okay.
Like if this was a person like that, then like Schrodinger would be like that and just
okay?
and
Nice.
ate Faria and she became evil. That's what
Does it poop
Schrodinger
it out?
did. Probably.
Oh, it didn't show
It has
that
to come
part?
out somewhere.
But it doesn't show it coming out anyway.
Maybe like a fur ball kind of thing.
Oh, she like pukes it back out.
It doesn't show that part, but
They didn't know what to do for that part.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need some illustrations for this one again.
Okay. There's just like some like litter shadow box somewhere, and you see like little guys popping out of it. That'd
just
be
a
awesome.
hand of shadow just reaching out.
It's so dry in here.
Yeah. And then Shion makes an appearance. She's like Valentina's slave at this point. Valentina's all sad, and Valentina's like, Shion, sing me a song. And then she starts singing, and that was it.
Shion's
The
a
end.
good singer and stuff.
Very weird.
Yeah, the manga is really weird, but it's quirky.
I wonder if the movies, when those come out, if those are going to be anything
I
like the
hope
manga
they are
or
the weirdest ever.
I mean, just the two characters on the front. It's just nothing like
No,
anything we've seen so far.
So do you think
Didn't
it's
they
going to be
say
for
who
a
the
future
names
set?
were?
What's up?
Do you think it's going to be for the future sets then? Or
Didn't they say it was for SKL?
I don't remember necessarily covering anything about that.
I don't remember.
And we haven't had any updates at all this week. The only other updates that we've had from them about anything this past couple weeks is the tabletop RPG, which we told everybody last week that they launched the rules the day that we were posting the video. To which I haven't read through those rules yet either, so slacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's nothing next week, then we'll probably try and read through a couple of things for you guys.
I feel like there's got to be something that occurs next week.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe some
My
new
bets are
spoilers.
Or
Spoilers
a
still
tournament
pretty
like
early.
that's just epic or something. I don't know.
No, I mean, what, the next set doesn't come out until June? We're not going to see spoilers.
No,
for
yeah,
a
we won't
while.
see spoilers. That's why I'm just hoping something occurs. Some sort of drama, something. I don't know.
Yeah. Talking about the next set in June on the Los Angeles, the set is being released how many days before?
Oh, gosh. Like a week or two.
So there's like going to be a week or two to scramble.
And
there could just be,
see if there's a new meta. It's probably still going to be reflect refrain unless something really crazy
When
changes.
For what tournament?
the June
Los
25th.
Angeles.
Oh, for LA one. I am going to the Vegas one with you guys, but not the LA one.
If that's
is
what
what's
you
going
want
on?
to do.
Well, I'm out of town for one of them. I forget which one.
You're out of town for Los Angeles.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Cool.
But yeah, that's going to be fun. Just like
Have fun,
messing
guys.
around with for like 2 weeks, just trying to find the best deck. And we might just run Alice's World and see.
Honestly, though, that'd be the best time to play in a tournament is right after Switch Up, just because
That's when it's so different.
You can
no
just
one
play
knows
something.
what's
Yeah.
going on.
That's just when like skill counts. Like you can't meta deck. Like
Yeah. Well, traditionally it goes to the aggressive decks are who shows up and wins because it's just best against.
Because there was a
everything,
lot of aggro
usually.
tree
Yeah.
when this last set came
And as a
out.
format gets older, the more mid-range or control decks usually start to become, if they are viable, they start to become actually winning at that point. Unless the meta is so fast that Wall of Wind does nothing, and then aggressive decks are just the best thing since sliced bread. That's the biggest surprise I have, and I wasn't too surprised when I found out that Wall of Wind wasn't being played that much. Is it just proves how fast the meta is and how aggressive everything is. Is that such a powerful card that was banned in Magic, in Modern and whatnot, and is thought after as a card that just shuts down early game, does nothing in Force of Will.
do you think that's because of the game, the meta, or like just players not
No, it's just
Playing it.
aggressive decks. It's
just
just
aggressive decks?
it's just the game is so fast it does nothing.
Yeah.
And that's historically what happened in Magic. In Legacy, they're able to, in their older formats, they're able to play with that card with it unrestricted because it doesn't do anything against somebody who wins on turn 2 or 3. Sure, in Force Will, we're winning at like much later turns, but you still have that immediate board presence, that immediate everything, the giant production of will. The fact that on turn 2 you can sometimes have, cast 4 things in a turn proves that making you spend one more is gonna do nothing. I mean, even if they have to get really lucky with the play basically in order for it to count, which doesn't happen enough, and you can kind of see it coming. So I would love to see a control deck work, but also once again, if if you do successfully start countering one or two things, they flip their ruler or do something that just kind of offsets it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, rulers are a big deal, and you can't wall of wind rulers.
Bahamut's being sided into a lot of the tree decks or a lot of R&R decks because you're able to just switch out to that if they're trying anything that's sturdily enough that you just want to go faster. I've seen really good reasons for just smashing face. And Persia allows you to do that since it's in all decks right now.
Yeah, that's why I think Apollo is the sleeper. Because you can play Bahamut without Bahamut. It's like some other ruler that can flip earlier and has flying swiftness. Like,
Oh, I see.
I mean, I guess you could probably play a accelerated version of Sylvia.
Sylvia?
Yeah,
How do you... But she costs 4 to flip.
that's true.
And that's a lot to get to. And maybe like Kane?
Yeah, but Kane still dices a lot of stuff.
Yeah, his toughness isn't that much. But yeah.
Yeah, it'll take a while before something else shakes out of the tree besides the tree. But I'll be excited to actually see something come up here soon.
Yeah.
If there is going to be anything else. If not, then we'll just be waiting until the next set, which I think at that point we'll have enough cards that something has to be possible to really be more unique. Oddly, I felt the game has been the most diverse and the most unique right before R&R came out. And I don't know if it's necessarily just R&R's fault at this point. It was in the beginning. But I feel like...
Well, Bahamut was ruling back then, right?
Well, it was. It was ruling all the way up until the release of Alice Cluster of the second set, right?
No, the first set is...
yeah.
The
The
Seven
second
Kings.
set is when... Yeah, the first set, when Seven Kings came out, there was a time period... Those 3 months...
Were so different.
There was Bahamut that, yes, did top a few tournaments, but I had a deck that could beat Bahamut so consistently it wasn't funny. And a lot of other people did. And there was just this 3-month haul during the first Seven Kings set that the set was just... I mean, everything was just so open.
Yeah, Bloody
that
Arla was a thing, and then Rosard, I think, had a few shining moments.
Yeah.
Valentina would get top 8 in ARGs every now and then.
Yeah, it was the
even
sweet
though
spot.
she was considered one of the weaker rulers at
The
the time.
1.0?
Yeah, 1.0.
Yeah.
And I think I'm forgetting another ruler, possibly.
I mean, well,
Rezar?
and Malgus was seeing a little bit more
Rezar.
play.
Yeah,
than-
that's right.
Than
Malgus.
Bahamut at the time, because just odd matchups. But yeah, there was a lot of really good decks that were existing during that time, and then R&R kind of shifted everything, and then that everybody's got the... I think it was a compilation of the Alice's World with Guibers and whatnot, and R&R, and just that all just folded into what we now have now, and it's just... Until something that shakes that up or those go away, it just... That feels like it's your solid block that's been pushing forward. Switching rulers, switching 1 or 2 cards here or there, but that's really just the chunk of every competitive thing we've seen, because it is the best thing you can honestly do on most turns is just cycle through and play out a Guiber.
Combo decks, that's the best combo that's out there currently. So
Yeah,
R&R just enables combos.
Yeah, and honestly you can play it with other rulers and it's still usually pretty good, which is why you see Tree.
Tree's not running Alice's World though, right?
No, not necessarily, but they are running that super aggressive deck.
The Burning Tree?
Yeah, Burning Tree style deck.
Well, that's not a combo deck, that's just aggro.
Yes, super fast. Either way, they're all it's just super fast decks is all I'm really bummed about slightly.
Yeah, but like combos is what winning, like Alice's World and stuff. And that's all that's been talking. There's only been one, I think, red aggro deck that won.
That was an ARG. That was pretty tiny.
Yeah, well, we do have a local Burning Tree deck that's sweeping through. And that's really why that's on my mind so much, is because of our locals, which is interesting.
We're so interesting.
I just want to see more decks.
Yeah.
That's all I really want to see. Either way, guys, like I started off this podcast with, there's not much to go on about, and I don't want to just keep on drowning you guys with, like, babble. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more content for you guys next week. But until then, I'm Jay Phillips.
I'm Don.
I'm Patrick.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.